All right, Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Students, this is a continuation from the last video in which basically we discussed how to score really well during an exam, what important tips uh, you must follow so that your grade increases. Okay, so in this video, we will see that how to solve your numerical professionally, effectively, and increase your chances of success. Okay, so if you look uh, at this statement, it means that numericals as a whole are very important. Okay, because whether it's a science paper or an engineering paper, numerical always enjoys a greater percentage of the whole paper. Okay, so this is very important. So when solving a numerical, always follow the following steps. This is very important. So when you solve any numerical, the most important point is that you have to select that this numerical will be based on which governing principles, what are the assumptions or approximations that you will follow before the start of the final solution of your numerical. Okay, so this is very important. Then you will go that if possible, always draw the correct FBD and free body diagram of your question. Okay, remember when you draw the correct FBD, it's almost half of the solution of your problem is being done. It tells the examiner that you know the basic nitty-gritties of this numerical problem, and you can properly basically uh, understanding it basically how to be, where the supports of your problems needs to be installed, what are the respective reactions will be there, where is the loading has to be placed, is the sense of the friction properly placed in the numerical. So this so FBD is very important when solving any numerical. Okay, then divide your solution to a numerical in 5 subheadings. Okay, and they will be given data, required unknown, given formula, formulae, solutions, and conclusions. Okay, data you will basically take out from your numerical and you will write and tell the examiner that this is the data that has been given in the exam. Then after reading the numerical, you will basically be telling the examiner that these variables are the unknowns. Okay, then how to solve and get those numericals, which formulas you will use. You just have to chalk out and write those formulas. This tells the examiner you know which formulas are correctly used, and then basically you follow your to explain your respective governing uh, principles and assumptions, approximations that you will do, and then start the solution. And once the solution has been reached, you always explain your conclusion. Okay, what is the conclusion telling you about this numerical? Okay, so if you break your numericals in these 5 subheadings, it gives a very professional attitude about yourself that you know what you are doing. Okay, this is very important. Okay, and when you do numerical in this way, even though if you commit some mistake inadvertently, you do a mistake, it basically tells the examiner that still he will that mistake is being done inadvertently and you will still get good numbers. Okay, then during a numerical you must be aware of an MKS and an FPS system of units. Okay, MKS is basically an SI systems of units. Okay, and FPS is basically English systems of units. Okay, uh, here basically MK stands for meter, kilogram, seconds, and FPS, the English systems of units, stands for foot, pound, seconds. You must be able to differentiate between these two systems when solving a numerical. Do not mix one system with another, as students do commit this mistake. Then always use the correct engineering symbols while solving a numerical. This is very important. Okay, uh, most of the time in a hurry you use wrong symbols for the engineering quantities. Okay, for example, like if you have got for like you will be using what is for, for time. Okay, this is the symbol for the time and this is the symbol for temperature. Okay, this is the symbol for time, and this is the symbol for temperature. Okay, this is for temperature T. temperature, and this symbol is for time. Okay, do not use that small t is the symbol for the time and the larger t, uh, small t is the symbol for the temperature, and the capital T is the symbol for the time. So these type of mistakes do not commit. Okay, and so the correct engine symbols are very important in numerical. Okay, then your your unit should be consistent throughout your calculation. This is very important. Okay, and writing wrong system of units is considered a sin in science, engineering, and shows how unprofessional you are as a scientist and engineers. Okay, this means that for example, you are using an SI system of units throughout the exam, and basically, and at the end you basically use an English system of units. Okay, so this is a very unprofessional. Okay, if you are doing a numerical in MK system, all your answers must be consistent with that. If you're using English system of units, all your answers and your units should be consistent with this. Okay, do not mix one system with another. Okay, so this is very important. Okay, then basically after that you should also be using significant figures, are also called as significant digits, are an important part of scientific and mathematical calculations and deals with the accuracy and precision of numbers. So you must how to use significant figures. Okay, as they are important in conveying uncertainty in measurements and calculations. So very important during a numerical. Okay, then ensure that your answers are reasonable in terms of magnitudes, direction, and common sense. This is very important. Once you obtain the final answer, you must understand that whether this answer is basically reasonable, it is logical, and again the magnitudes, you should be able to interpret the magnitudes and directions and sense. They are very important. And another thing, for example, in this numerical, if you look at it, you should be like, if you are using, for example, deflection is 5 millimeters. Okay, deflection is 5 millimeters. Okay, and at the end of the exam, at the end of your numerical, okay, you write the value of deflection equals to 5 inches. Okay, this is a common mistake that students make. Okay, because remember, 5 millimeters is not going to be equal to, is not going to be equal to 5 inches. Okay, so mistakes like this are very important. Okay, this is not, they are not equal to 5 inches. Okay, so you have to be very careful, because this is going to be your SI system of units. Okay, your SI system of units, and this is basically used to be in your English. Okay, English system of units. Okay, so don't commit these mistakes. Then always round off your final answer accordingly as per the uh, required criteria. This is very important. For example, if you're getting an answer of, like you say that force, the value of force is basically, the value of force is 29.92 or 986 Newton. Okay, always round it off, and you can say it is basically 30 Newton. Okay, so rounding off is a very good technique. Okay, and then at the last, always draw a conclusion to your final obtained solution. Okay, this is very important, that you must be able to draw a conclusion about your final solution, like whatever on solution that you have done. Okay, you have to explain it in your words, that logically what does the solution corresponds to with regard to the question. Okay, so if you basically do your numericals through this approach and follow these steps, okay, that basically increases your chances of success and help you score greater numbers in your numericals and problems, compared to if you do not follow these guidelines and steps, that points that I have told you. So in the end, I hope that by following these important points of solving a numerical will be very beneficial for you and help you get good marks in your uh, upcoming exams. I thank you very much.